Forest Lake behind me at Thousand Hills State Park serves as one of the primary water supply sources for the city of Kirksville. But some residents are worried that their recreation opportunities may become more difficult due to the invasive curly-leaf pondweed that's found in the waters. This letter is circulating on social media and has been sent to Kirksville City Council members. It states maintenance of Forest Lake has been removed from the city's budget for upcoming years, which means the weed can take over quickly, making boating and swimming hazardous. I went to the city and asked Kirksville Public Works Director Glenn Blue why maintenance of the lake was no longer budgeted for 2021.
We've always maintained Forest Lake. We had a weed problem here. It popped up about 3-4 years ago. We did a 3-year program to determine how that affected water quality. We've determined that it doesn't really affect water quality at all as far as water treatment goes. And the first priority of Forest Lake is for drinking water, not for recreation.
Blue says that from the Public Works standpoint, the removal of the weed is not necessary and can instead be treated if needed.
When the weed decays, it requires a little more treatment process. It's more cost effective for the taxpayer to spend the money on treatment than to spend $50,000 on weed removal. So it's because the cost is minimal to treat that water.
Last year, a small dredging project took place to see how cost effective that method would be for cleaning up the lake.
There's a lot of moving parts to that. Obviously, the dirt, the silt has to go somewhere. How do you get access to take it somewhere? How do you get that moved up onto the shore and then move it from there after it dries? Or how do you barge it out? There's a lot of different things to go on with that. It will be millions and millions of dollars. So is it cost effective? That's something that the taxpayers will have to decide.
Blue said that in addition to taxpayers, the state would also have to be on board because the state owns all the property around the lake and handles all recreational activities on the lake. He said he hopes the state is willing to get involved with the city should another dredging project take place in the future.
That's going to be a long-term program. We found that out very quickly when we tried to do some dredging to figure out what it looked like. So that's why there's no dredging in there now, because it's just not going to be something that you just put $100,000 in and do every year.
The city has informed all needed state entities that dredging is not in the budget but has not yet received a response. But Ballou adds the 2021 budget for the city of Kirksville has not yet been finalized.
In reality, the city is removing weeds that doesn't really affect us that much. It affects recreation more. But with that said, the city council is still looking at it. The city manager has asked me to look at some alternative things, so I've been looking at those. I'll supply her that information so she can provide it to the council. So from a public works perspective, we don't really need it for water quality, but the city council, it's not a dead issue with the city council yet because they're still looking at it.